Welcome, counselors. You have entered Silent War Council, where life is the battlefield and your mind is the weapon. The briefing will start shortly. There's a quiet rule of life that nobody taught you in school. It's not intelligence, it's not motivation, it's not finding your passion. It's something older than any productivity book, carved into the history of every army that ever held the line under fire. People don't fail from lack of talent. They fail because their life marches like a crowd, not an army. General George Washington simply said this: "Discipline is the soul of an army." Watch what happens when you make it the soul of your life. In which area of your life do you most need discipline right now? Money? Health, studies, business, relationships? Now, back to the video. Chapter 1: The Civilian Battlefield. The story I'm about to tell you doesn't happen in a war zone. It happens in an apartment hallway, in traffic, in emails and grocery lists, the kind of battlefield you live in every single day. A woman named Mara was 34 years old and exhausted, not from enemy fire, but from alarms she snoozed 5 times every morning, from projects started and abandoned, from bills paid late, workouts skipped, and a to-do list that looked like a graveyard of good intentions. She tried everything: 3 different productivity apps, a 30-day fitness challenge, a vision board, a stack of half-read self-help books. Each one made her feel like a new person for about 5 days. Then old patterns swallowed her again. One night, after missing another deadline at work, she sat on the floor of her living room, scrolling her phone, whispering, "What's wrong with me? Other people just do it." She thought her problem was laziness. She had no idea her real problem was command structure. Chapter 2: The Old Soldier Upstairs. Mara lived on the 7th floor. On the 8th floor lived a man everyone simply called Colonel. Retired officer, always walked straight, spoke little, carried his groceries like they weighed nothing. One Friday night, Mara stumbled into the elevator with a bag of fast food in one hand and a laptop in the other. Late again. Projects unfinished. Fries for dinner. The colonel glanced at her, then at the digital time on the elevator wall. "Long day?" he asked. "You have no idea," she sighed. "Work, errands. I tried to start a gym routine this week, but my schedule's just a war zone." The colonel's eyebrow twitched at that word. "A war zone?" he repeated.
No, what you have is not a war zone. It's an undisciplined unit.
Mara laughed awkwardly. "Yeah, I'm not really a disciplined person." The colonel looked at her bag, then at her tired eyes. "Let me tell you something," he said quietly. "In the army we had a saying, discipline is the soul of an army. Without it, even brave soldiers become a confused crowd. With it, ordinary people become a force no enemy wants to meet." He paused. "Your life isn't failing because you're weak. It's failing because you're marching without discipline. Your days are like soldiers running in different directions." The elevator doors opened. "If you want to change that," he added, stepping out, "come to the rooftop at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Or don't. That's your first decision." Then he was gone. Mara stared at the closing doors. 6 a.m. on a Saturday? She almost laughed it off. But something in his tone cut deeper than any motivational quote she'd read online. Chapter 3: Rank 1: Borrowed Discipline. The next morning, Mara's alarm went off at 5:45 a.m. Her first instinct? Snooze. Then she remembered, come to the rooftop at 6 a.m. or don't. She dragged herself out of bed and climbed the stairs. The colonel was already there. No speech, no welcome. From today, he said, you will live like a new recruit.
Rank 1. You will not rely on motivation. You will rely on orders.
Orders? She frowned. He handed her a small notebook. Inside, a simple schedule. Wake up at 6. Make bed. Drink a glass of water. 10 minutes of walking. 20 minutes of focused work on one important task. No phone. That's it? She asked. This doesn't look life-changing. The colonel nodded. Recruits also think marching in formation looks boring until they realize it wins wars. For the next 21 days, he said, you will follow this schedule like it was given by a commanding officer. No negotiation. No, I don't feel like it. You obey. But what if? There is no what if at rank 1, he cut in. You borrow discipline from outside yourself, from alarms, rules, checklists, accountability. You are not yet trusted to command the unit that is your life. Mara hated how harsh that felt, but she also knew he was right. For 3 weeks, she became her own new recruit. Some mornings were ugly. She woke up angry at the alarm. She walked in circles in her living room, half asleep. She wrote in the notebook even when her entries were just, didn't want to, did it anyway. No one clapped, no big results. But something subtle was happening. For the first time in her adult life, she was keeping promises to herself for more than 5 days. Chapter 4. The Civilian Trap. On the 22nd day, they met again on the rooftop. How do you feel? The colonel asked. Honestly, bored, Mara replied, but less out of control. I don't snooze 10 times anymore. I finish small tasks earlier in the day. My mornings feel tighter. The colonel nodded. Good, rank 1 is boring. That's why most civilians never pass it. They want their lives to feel like a motivational montage. Intense music, big breakthroughs. So they quit when the discipline feels dull. He looked straight at her. You know what most people call this stage? He asked. They call it not being myself. They say, this strict routine isn't me. I prefer to be spontaneous. He shook his head. That's not spontaneity. That's being ruled by impulse. In the field, an undisciplined unit doesn't look free. It looks dead. Mara swallowed. How many times, he continued, have you sabotaged yourself in the name of listening to your feelings? She thought of all the nights she'd listened to her feelings instead of studying, saving, sleeping. Too many. Chapter 5. Rank 2, Chosen Discipline. Now, the colonel said, you're ready for rank 2 soldier. External discipline got you moving. Now we train internal discipline. What's the difference? Mara asked. At rank 1, he said, you obey because there is a rule. At rank 2, you obey because you believe in the mission. He gave her a new task. Pick one mission for the next 90 days, he said. Something that matters. Paying off a debt, losing 5 kilos, finishing a certification. Just one. Mara thought about everything she wanted to fix. Just one? She asked. In war, he replied, if you try to defend every hill, you lose them all. Pick the hill that, if taken, changes the whole battle. She chose, paying off one specific debt. Every day, her orders expanded. Log every expense. Say no to at least one unnecessary purchase. Do 30 minutes of focused, deep work to improve her earning power. Now, the discipline wasn't just about waking up. It was about choosing discomfort in service of a mission. Turning down a dinner invite to stay on budget. Working on a freelance skill instead of watching another episode. Cooking at home when she wanted food delivery. This time, the colonel didn't check her notebook every day. Rank 2 discipline, he said, is when you start doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. It was harder. It was also the first time in a long time that Mara felt something unexpected. Pride. Not the loud kind. The quiet kind you feel when you walk past the shoe store, keep your money in your pocket, and realize you just won a small battle no one else saw. Chapter 6. Rank 3. Discipline as Identity. 1 year later, Mara was not a different person on the outside. Same job, same city, same small apartment, but inside, her entire chain of command had changed. She woke early without thinking about it. She budgeted automatically. She exercised regularly, not perfectly, but consistently. One afternoon, the colonel invited her for coffee.
You've reached rank 3, Commander.
She laughed. Commander of what? I'm still just an office worker. The colonel shook his head. Commander of yourself, he replied. At rank 1, you borrowed discipline from rules and alarms. At rank 2, you chose discipline to serve a mission. Now, you act with discipline because it's simply who you are. He leaned back. In an army, soldiers with discipline fight well when the officer is watching. An army with discipline fights well even when the officer is gone. The plan has fallen apart and everything is chaos. He pointed gently at her chest. Discipline is no longer a tool you use sometimes. It's the soul of who you are becoming. Mara thought of the girl on the floor a year before, surrounded by takeout boxes and unfinished projects. She barely recognized her. Chapter 7. Your Life as an Army. Here's the part nobody tells you. You don't need a uniform to be on a battlefield. Your attention is under attack every day. Your health is under attack from comfort and convenience. Your finances are under attack from impulse and advertising. Your relationships are under attack from distractions and pride. In that sense, you are an army. Your time, energy, money, habits, they're the soldiers. The question is, are they a disciplined unit moving toward an objective, or a scattered crowd sprinting in different directions, crashing into each other? Discipline is the soul of an army. If that's true, then discipline is the soul of your life. Without it, everything you care about collapses under pressure. With it, even ordinary days become strategic moves toward a future you actually chose. Chapter 8. The Colonel's Last Advice. Years later, Mara stood on the same rooftop, now mentoring a younger neighbor who reminded her of her old self. "What's your biggest regret?" the girl asked her. On this whole journey of becoming more disciplined, Mara smiled softly. "My biggest regret," she said, "is treating discipline like a phase instead of an identity. I wasted so many years waiting to feel ready, thinking I could stay casual and still live an extraordinary life. If I had accepted earlier that discipline isn't punishment, it's protection, I would have built this life much sooner." She looked at the city below, cars moving like tiny convoys, people hurrying like small units across the concrete battlefield. "If you remember only one thing," she told the girl, "remember this. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a disciplined soul guiding imperfect plans every day. And that's the choice in front of you now. You can keep living like a scattered crowd, ruled by emotions, pulled by every distraction. Or you can slowly, stubbornly, patiently shape yourself into a disciplined army of one." If this video gave you a new way to see discipline, not as a prison, but as the soul of a stronger life, I invite you to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this with someone who keeps saying, "I'm just not a disciplined person." And tell me in the comments, what's the one area where you'll start building rank 1 discipline today? Until the next briefing, stay sharp, stay steady, and remember, you may be a civilian, but your life is still a battlefield.